4700 GRE Vocabulary Words. Disc 4. Nebula. Diffuse mass of interstellar dust or gas, galaxy. Necromancy. Black magic, sorcery, dealings with the dead, art that professes to communicate with the spirits of the dead so as to predict the future, cf. Necromancer, cf. Necro plus divination, cf. Necro, death, example, necropolis, nefarious. Very wicked. Negate. Cancel out, nullify, cause to have no effect, deny, noun, negation. Negligence. Neglect, failure to take reasonable care, adjective, negligent, neglectful, lax, not taking enough care. Negligible. So small, trifling, or unimportant as to be easily disregarded. Nemesis. Someone seeking revenge, source of downfall or ruin, cf. Nemesis. Neologism. New or newly coined word or phrase. Neophyte. Recent convert, new member of a religious group, beginner, cf. Plant. Nepotism. Favoritism, to a relative, cf. Nephew. Favoritism. Display of partiality toward a favored person. Nether. Lower, example, nether garments, regions. Nettle. Irritate, annoy, vex, adjective, nettlesome. Nexus. Connection. Nib. Beat bill, pinpoint. Nicety. Precision, accuracy, minute distinction or difference, example, to a nicety, exactly, precisely, example, distinguish between niceties. Niggardly. Meanly stingy, parsimonious, noun, road, stingy person. Niggle. Spend too much time on minor points, isp. When finding fault, find fault, example, niggle over details, adjective, niggling. Nihilist. One who considers traditional beliefs to be groundless and existence meaningless, absolute skeptic, revolutionary terrorist, cf. Nihilism, belief that nothing has meaning or value, belief that destruction of existing political or social institutions is necessary for future improvement. Nip. Snip off, stop something's growth or development, bite, make numb with cold, example, nip the plan, example, a guard dog nipped the postman, example, fingers nipped by the extreme chill. Snip. Short quick cut with scissors, verb, cut with scissors. Pinch. Squeeze between the thumb and a finger, or other edges, example, I had to pinch myself to make sure I wasn't dreaming. Noun, amount that can be held between the thumb and a finger. Nirvana. In Buddhist teachings, the ideal state in which the individual loses himself in the attainment of an impersonal beatitude. Impersonal. Not being a person, not showing personal feelings, example, impersonal force/manner/organization. Nocturnal. Done or active at night, example, nocturnal animals/raids, cf. Nocturne, noisome. Foul-smelling, very unpleasant, unwholesome. Nomadic. Wandering, noun, nomad, tribe who migrates from place to place. Nomenclature. Terminology, system of specialized words, system of names or naming things. Nominal. In name only, of a name, trifling, of a sum of money, very small, cf. Nominate, propose as a candidate, appoint, nonchalance. Indifference, lack of concern, composure, adjective, nonchalant, unconcerned, cool, indifferent, example, nonchalant attitude to his debts. Noncommittal. Neutral, refusing commitment to a particular opinion, unpledged, undecided. Nondescript. Undistinctive, ordinary, ordinary looking, example, nondescript fellow in a crowd. Nonentity. Person of no importance, non-existence. Nonplus. Put at a loss, bring to a halt by confusion, perplex, cf. No more. Nostalgia. Homesickness, longing for the past, example, nostalgia for the close of 1920s, adjective, nostalgic. Nostrum. Questionable medicine, quack medicine, cf. Our remedy. Notable. Conspicuous, worthy of note, remarkable, important, distinguished, noted. Notoriety. Disrepute, ill fame. Nova. Star that suddenly becomes much brighter and then returns to its original brightness. Novelty. Something new, newness, adjective, novel, new, original. Novice. Beginner. Noxious. Harmful, cf. Obnoxious. Nuance. Shade of slight difference in meaning or color, subtle distinction. Shade. Slight difference in degree, nuance, degree of color, example, shades of meaning, gray. Gradation. Series of gradual stages, degree in such a progression. Nubile. Marriageable, of marriageable age, cf. Connubio. Nugatory. Worthless, futile. Nullify. Make invalid, make null, invalidate. Numismatist. Person who collects coins, noun, Numismatics, study or collection of money, coins, and metals. Nuptial. Related to marriage or the wedding ceremony. Noun, nuptials, wedding ceremony. Nurture. Nourish, feed, educate, rear, care for while it is growing or developing, foster, cultivate. Noun, something that nourishes, rearing. Nutrient. Nourishing substance, adjective, providing nourishment. Nutrition. Process of nourishing or being nourished, cf. Malnutrition. Nutritious. Providing nourishment. Nourish. Provide with food necessary for life and growth. Nourishment. Something that nourishes, food. Oaf. Stupid awkward person, cf. Elf. Obdurate. Stubborn, refusing to change one's belief. Obeisance. Bow, to show respect and obedience. Obelisk. Tall column tapering, becoming gradually narrower toward the end, and ending in a pyramid. Obese. Excessively fat. Noun, obesity. Obfuscate. Confuse, muddle, cause confusion, make needlessly complex, make so confused as to be difficult to understand. Obituary. Death notice, ISP. In a newspaper, adjective. Objective. Not influenced by emotions, fair. Noun, goal, aim. Obligatory. Binding, required, compulsory. Verb, oblige, constrain, make grateful, do a favor, accommodate, oblique. Indirect, slanting, deviating from the perpendicular or from a straight line, example, oblique reference. Obliterate. Destroy completely, wipe out, example, obliterate the village. Oblivion. Obscurity, condition of being completely forgotten, forgetfulness. Oblivious. Inattentive or unmindful, unaware, wholly absorbed, forgetful, having the habit of forgetting. Obloquy. Slander, disgrace, infamy. Obnoxious. Offensive, disagreeable, example, obnoxious smell. Obscure. Dark, vague, unclear, not well known, example, obscure meaning / village. Verb, darken, cover, make unclear, example, obscure the moon, meaning, obsequious. Slavishly attentive, servile, full of servile compliance, sycophantic. Slavish. Of or like a slave, servile, showing no originality, copied very closely, example, slavish devotion, copy of the original. Obsequy. funeral ceremony. Obsessive. Related to thinking about something constantly, of an obsession, preoccupying. Noun, obsessio. Noun, compulsive preoccupation with a fixed idea, compulsive idea. Verb, obsess, preoccupy the mind of excessively. Obsidian. Black volcanic rock. Scion. Detached plant shoot used in grafting, descendant. Obsolete. Outmoded, no longer used. Obstetrician. Physician specializing in delivery, assisting in giving birth, of babies. Noun, obstetrics, cf. Midwife. Obstinate. Stubborn, hard to control or treat. Example, obstinate cough. Noun, obstinacy. Obstreperous. Boisterous, noisy and uncontrollable. Obtrude. Push oneself or one's ideas forward or intrude, impose oneself or one's ideas on others, butt in, stick out or extrude, thrust out. Example, obtrude A on B. Adjective, obtrusive. Noun, obtrusion, cf. Unobtrusive, obtuse. Blunt, not sharp, stupid, slow in understanding. Obviate. Make unnecessary, get rid of. Example, obviate the need. Occident. The West. Occlude. Shut, close, obstruct. Example, a blood clot occluded an artery. Occult. Mysterious, secret, supernatural, beyond human comprehension. Cf. Mysterious to human? Bear, Oculist. Physician who specializes in treatment of the eyes. Odious. Arousing strong dislike, hateful, causing hatred, vile. Odium. Detestation, quality of being odious, hatefulness, disrepute, resulting from hateful conduct. Odoriferous. Giving off an odor. Odorous. Having an odor. Odyssey. Long, eventful, adventurous journey. Offensive. Attacking, insulting, distasteful. Verb, offend, violate, hurt the feelings of. Noun, offense, offending, violating of a moral or social code. Crime, attack. Example, first offense. Offhand. Casual, done without prior thought or preparation. Officious. Meddlesome, excessively pushy in offering one's services, overly eager in offering unwanted services or advices. Example, officious bellboy. Pushy. Disagreeably aggressive. Ogle. Look at amorously, make eyes at. Example, old men ogling young girls. Olfactory. Concerning the sense of smell. Oligarchy. government by a privileged few. Ominous. Threatening, of an evil omen. Threat. Sign or warning, of coming danger, example, threat of rain. Verb, express a threat, give warning of, something bad, example, the cloud threatens rain. Omnipotent. All-powerful, having unlimited power. Omnipresent. Universally present, ubiquitous. Omniscient. All-knowing. Omnivorous. Eating both plant and animal food, devouring everything. Onerous. Burdensome. Onomatopoeia. Words formed in imitation of natural sounds. Rustle. Make slight sounds like silk moving or being rubbed together. Onslaught. Vicious assault, fierce attack, example, unexpected onslaught of the enemy. Slaughter. Killing of animals for food, massacre. Verb, butcher, animals, for food, kill in large numbers. Onus. Burden, responsibility. Spare. Give, use, refrain from harming, save from experiencing, exempt, example, spare me 5 minutes, example, take this money and spare my life, example, the emperor was spared the onus, adjective, kept in reserve, free for other use, unoccupied, example, spare time. Opalescent. Iridescent, lustrous, like an opal, noun, opalescence. Opaque. Dark, not transparent, noun, opacity. Opiate. Medicine to induce sleep or deaden pain, something that relieves emotions or causes inaction, sleep-producing drug containing opium. Opportune. Timely, well chosen. Opportunist. Individual who sacrifices principles for expediency by taking advantage of circumstances, noun, opportunism. Opprobrium. Infamy, disgrace arising from shameful conduct, vilification, slander, scorn, contempt, example, opprobrium hurled against him, adjective, opprobrious, expressing contempt, shameful or infamous. Optician. Maker and seller of eyeglasses. Optimist. Person who looks on the bright side, noun, optimism. Optimum. Most favorable, optimal, noun, most favorable condition. Optional. Not compulsory, left to one's choice, noun, optio, noun, act of choosing, choice, freedom or power to choose, something available as a choice, example, have no option, example, 2 options. Optometrist. One who fits glasses to remedy visual defects. Opulence. Extreme wealth, luxuriousness, abundance, adjective, opulent, possessing great wealth, abundant. Opus. Work, isp. Musical composition, example, magnum opus, masterpiece, cf. Opera, oracular. Of an oracle, prophetic, uttered as if with divine authority, mysterious or ambiguous, hard to understand. Noun, oracle, wiser person, prophecy made by an oracle. Orator. Public speaker. Oratorio. Dramatic poem set to music, long musical work with singing but without acting, cf. Cantata. Ordain. Decree or command, grant holy orders, predestine, install as a minister, priest, or rabbi. Noun, ordainment, cf. Ordination, ordeal. Severe trial or affliction, difficult experience, trial test of patience or endurance, affliction. Ordinance. Decree, authoritative order. Ordination. Ceremony conferring holy orders, ceremony of ordaining a priest. Orgy. Wild drunken revelry, unrestrained indulgence in an activity, example, orgy of shopping. Orient. Get one's bearings, adjust, make familiar with the situation, orientate. Orientation. Act of finding oneself in society, orienting. Orifice. Mouth-like opening, small opening, isp. To a cavern or passage of the body, cf. Mouth, ornate. Excessively or elaborately decorated. Ornithologist. Scientific student of birds. Noun, ornithology, scientific study of birds. Orthodox. Traditional, of someone, conservative in belief, adhering to an established doctrine. Orthography. Correct spelling, cf. Ortho, straight, correct, example, orthodontics, oscillate. Vibrate pendulum-like, waver. Osseous. Made of bone, bony. Ossify. Change or harden into bone, become hard and unchanging in one's ideas. Ostensible. Apparent, appearing as such, professed pretended, pretended, example, ostensible purpose of the expedition. Apparent. Evident, easily seen or understood, appearing as such, example, apparent improvement. Ostentatious. Showy, trying to attract attention, pretentious. Noun, ostentatio. Noun, showy display. Ostracize. Banish from a group, exclude from public favor, ban, example, his friends ostracized him. Noun, ostracism. Blackball. Vote against, an applicant, ostracize. Noun, negative vote. Oust. Expel, drive out, force out. Noun, ouster, ousting. Outlandish. Bizarre, peculiar, unconventional. Outmoded. No longer in fashion or use, no longer stylish, old-fashioned. outskirts. Fringes, outer borders, as of a city, example, outskirts of Boston. Outspoken. Candid, blunt. Blunt. Having a dull edge, abrupt and frank in speech or manner, brusque, verb, make or become blunt. Outstrip. Outrun, surpass, outdo. Outwit. Outsmart, defeat by behaving more cleverly. Ovation. Enthusiastic applause. Overbearing. Bossy, domineering and arrogant, decisively important, example, overbearing manner/importance, verb, overbear, dominate. Overt. Open to view, public, not secret, cf. Covert. Overweening. Arrogant, presumptuous. Overwrought. Nervous or excited, extremely agitated, hysterical, wrought up, cf. Wrought, made or done, hysteria. Excessive or uncontrollable excitement, noun, hysteric, person suffering from hysteria, cf. Hysterics, attack of hysteria. Ovoid. Egg-shaped, cf. Ovum, cf. Ovulate. Pachyderm. Thick-skinned animal. Pacifist. One opposed to force, anti-militarist, adjective, noun, pacifism, opposition to war as a means of resolving disputes. Pacify. Soothe, make calm or quiet, subdue, bring peace to. Paean. Song of praise or joy, example, paeans celebrating the victory. Painstaking. Taking pains, showing hard work, taking great care, very careful and thorough. Palatable. Agreeable, pleasing to the taste. Palate. Roof of the mouth, sense of the taste. Palatial. Of or suitable for a palace, magnificent. Paleontology. Study of prehistoric life or fossils, cf. Paleo, ancient or prehistoric, example, paleography, study of ancient written documents. Palette. Board on which painter mixes pigments coloring matters. Palimpsest. Parchment or piece of writing material used for second time after original writing has been erased. Parchment. Writing material made from the skin of a sheep or goat. Pall. Become boring, grow tiresome. Pallet. Small poor bed, example, straw pallet. Palliate. Ease pain, without curing, make less severe or offensive, a crime or illness. Pallid. Pale, when, example, pallid complexion. palpable. Tangible, of something bad, easily perceptible, obvious, example, palpable blunder. Palpitate. Throb, beat rapidly, flutter, tremble, example, her heart began to palpitate. Throb. Of a heart or machine, beat rapidly or violently, noun, example, heartthrob, heartbeat, sweetheart. Paltry. Insignificant, petty, trifling, contemptible, example, paltry sum, cf. Trash, pan. Criticize harshly. Panacea. Cure-all, remedy for all diseases. Panache. Flair, manner of doing things without any difficulty, causing admiration, flamboyance, bunch of feathers, on a helmet, example, with great panache. Pandemic. Widespread, affecting the majority of people, noun, pandemic disease, cf. All people, pandemonium. Wild tumult commotion, wild noisy disorder, cf. Paradise Lost. Pander. Cater to, the low desires of others. Cater. Provide food and drink, for, cater to, try to satisfy, desires of a bad kind. Panegyric. Formal praise, encomium, example, I don't deserve such panegyrics. Panoramic. Denoting an unobstructed and comprehensive view, noun, panorama, unbroken view of a wide area. Pantomime. Acting without dialogue, v. Papyrus. Ancient paper made from stem of papyrus plant. Parable. Short simple story teaching a moral. Paradigm. Model, example that serves as a model, pattern, list of all the inflectional forms of a word. Paradox. Something apparently contradictory in nature, that may nonetheless be true, statement that looks false but is actually correct. Paragon. Model of perfection, example, paragon of virtue. Parallelism. State of being parallel, similarity, analogy. Parallel. Similar, analogous, corresponding, noun, parallel line, person or thing that is parallel to another, similarity, example, know of no parallel to the case, example, without parallel, verb, be similar to, make parallel, example, your experience parallels mine, cf. Unparalleled. Parameter. Limit, independent variable, example, parameters of the problem, example, within the parameters of the budget. Paramount. Foremost in importance, supreme, cf. Para, beyond, above, example, paranormal, paramour. Illicit lover. Inamorata. Woman whom a man loves. Paranoia. Psychosis marked by delusions of grandeur or persecution, noun, adjective, paranoid, paranoiac. Paraphernalia. Equipment, odds and ends used in a particular activity, personal belongings, example, photographic paraphernalia, cf. Married woman's property exclusive of her dowry. Dowry. Money or property brought by a bride to her husband at marriage. Paraphrase. Restate a passage in one's own words while retaining thought of author. Noun, restatement of a text in other words. Parasite. Animal or plant living on another, toady, sycophant, cf. Para, beside, infest. Inhabit in numbers large enough to be harmful, example, mice infested the house, example, shark infested waters. Parched. Extremely dry, very thirsty, verb, parch, make or become extremely dry, by exposure to heat. Pariah. Social outcast, example, Mariah the Pariah. Outcast. One that has been excluded from a society, adjective. Parity. Equality, close resemblance, cf. Disparate. Parlance. Language, manner of speaking, idiom, example, in legal, common parlance. Parley. Conference, between opponents, cf. Speak. Parochial. Narrow in scope or outlook, provincial, related to parishes. Parish. Area in the care of a single priest and served by one main church. Outlook. Point of view, view from a particular place, expectation for the future, prospect, example, outlook on life, example, pleasing outlook, example, weather outlook. Parody. Humorous imitation, spoof, takeoff, travesty, v. Spoof. Parody. Takeoff. Burlesque, act of leaving the ground. Paroxysm. Fit or attack of pain, laughter, rage, sudden outburst. Briquet. Floor made of wood strips inlaid in a mosaic-like matter, cf. Strip, long narrow piece. Marry. Ward off a blow, deflect, example, he parried the unwelcome question very skillfully, in. Ward. Administrative division of a city, division in a hospital or prison, incompetent person placed under the protection of a guardian, verb, guard, ward off, avert. Parsimony. Stinginess, excessive frugality, adjective, parsimonious. Partial. Incomplete, favoring one side over another, having a liking for something. Partiality. State of being partial, inclination, favorable bias, special fondness, preference. Partisan. One-sided, prejudiced, committed to a party, with dislike of any others. Noun, strong supporter of a party, guerrilla. Parvenu. Upstart, newly rich person. partition. Divide into parts. Passé. Old-fashioned, past the prime. Passive. Not active, acted upon, receiving an action without acting in return, accepting without resistance. Pastiche. Imitation of another's style in musical composition or in writing, work of art openly imitating the works of other artists. Pastoral. Rural, of rural life, idyllic, of a pastor. Patent. Obvious, easily seen, open for the public to read, of or protected by a patent, example, patent to everyone, in. Pathetic. Causing sadness, compassion, pity, touching. Touching. Causing a feeling of pity or sympathy, pathetic, verb, touch, cause to feel pity or sympathy, adjective, touched. Pathological. Pertaining to disease, noun, pathology, study of disease. Pathos. Tender sorrow, pity, quality in art or literature that produces these feelings, example, pathos that runs through the novel. Patina. Green crust on old bronze works or copper, tone slowly taken by varnished painting. Varnish. Paint used to coat a surface with a glossy film, glossy coating produced by using this substance, example, nail varnish, v. Patois. Local or provincial dialect. Patriarch. Father and ruler of a family or tribe. Patrician. Noble, aristocratic, noun, person of high rank, aristocrat, cf. Member of the governing classes in ancient Rome, cf. Plebeian, patronize. Support, act superior toward, treat in a condescending manner, be a customer of, noun, patronoun one that supports, regular customer, noun, patronage, cf. Boycott. Paucity. Scarcity, dearth. Pauper. Very poor person. Peccadillo. Slight offense or fault, cf. Sin. Swipe. Hit with a sweeping motion, in. Pecuniary. Pertaining to money. Pedagogue. Teacher, cf. Child leader. Pedagogy. Teaching, art of education. Pedant. Scholars who overemphasizes book learning, trivial details of learning, or technicalities. Pedantic. Bookish, showing off learning, marked by an excessive ostentatious concern for book learning, noun, pedantry. Bookish. Fond of books and reading. Studious. Given to diligent study. Pedestrian. Ordinary, dull, unimaginative, lacking in imagination, going on foot, example, pedestrian prose, in, precinct. Division of a city for election or police purposes, precincts, space that surrounds a building, example, precincts of the college. pedigree. Ancestry, lineage. Pediatrician. Physician specializing in children's diseases, noun, pediatrics. Fearless. Having no equal, incomparable. Peer. One who has equal standing with another, nobleman, verb, look intently, noun, peerage, cf. Peerless. Pejorative. Of a word or phrase, suggesting that someone is of little value, negative in connotation, having a belittling effect. Example, many women now considers housewife a pejorative expression, because it patronized them. Pell-mell. In confusion, disorderly. Example, dash pell-mell. Pellucid. Transparent, limpid, crystal clear, clear in meaning, easy to understand. Penance. Self-imposed punishment for sin. Example, do penance for one's sins, cf. Penitent, penchant. Strong inclination, strong liking, isp. For something that is disapproved of by other people. Example, penchant for fast cars. Pendant. Hanging down from something, pending, noun, ornament, hanging from a necklace, etc. Pending. Not yet decided or settled, impending. Example, pending decision, prep. While awaiting, until. Example, delay the decision pending his return. Pendulous. Hanging, suspended. Suspend. Cause to stop for a period, interrupt, hold in abeyance, defer, hang from above, exclude for a period from a position. Example, suspended state. Example, suspend judgment. Example, suspended from the team. Noun, suspension. Suspense. State of being undecided, anxiety or apprehension resulting from uncertainty. Penitent. Repentant, n. Pensive. Dreamily or deeply thoughtful, sadly thoughtful, thoughtful with a hint of sadness, contemplative, cf. Think over. Penumbra. Partial shadow, in an eclipse, cf. Almost shadow. Penury. Extreme poverty, stinginess, adjective, penurious, very poor, stingy. Peon. Landless agricultural worker, bondservant, menial worker, noun, peonage. Perceptive. Insightful, showing a good ability at perceiving and understanding, aware, wise, of perception. Percussion. Striking one object against another sharply. Example, percussion instrument. Noun, striking together of two bodies, sound caused by percussion. Perdition. Damnation, complete ruin, hell. Damn. Condemn, criticize severely, condemn to everlasting punishment, doom, bring to ruin. Noun, damnation. Doom. Condemnation to a severe penalty, ruin, fate, isp. A tragic or ruinous one, v. Peregrination. Journey, verb, peregrinate. Peremptory. Demanding and leaving no choice, imperative. Example, peremptory decree, knock. Perennial. something long-lasting, perennial plant. Adjective, lasting through the year or many years, lasting for a long time, enduring. Perfidious. Treacherous, disloyal. Noun, perfidy, treachery. Perforate. Pierce, put a hole through. Perfunctory. Done routinely and with little care, superficial, not thorough, lacking interest, care, or enthusiasm. Example, perfunctory kiss. Perigee. Point of moon's orbit when it is nearest the Earth, cf. Apogee. Perimeter. Outer boundary, length of the outer boundary, circumference. Bound. Leap or spring, limit or confine, constitute the limit of. Example, bounded by Canada. Noun, leap or jumping. Boundary, adjective, certain, having a duty to do something, legally or morally, confined by bonds. Example, we are bound to be late. Example, I am bound to say my opinion, cf. Bounce, rebound. Peripatetic. Walking about from place to place, to work, moving. Example, peripatetic school of philosophy. Peripheral. Of a periphery, marginal, outer, of minor importance, not central. Example, peripheral nerve, interest. Periphery. Outside edge, especially of a round surface. Perimeter. Example, periphery of the town. Perjury. False testimony while under oath. Verb, perjure oneself, testify falsely under oath. Permeable. That can be permeated, penetrable, porous, allowing liquids or gas to pass through. Verb, permeate, spread or flow throughout. Charge. Pernicious. Very harmful, deadly, very destructive. Example, pernicious effect, anemia. Peroration. Conclusion of an oration, berating. Verb, berate, conclude a speech, speak at great length. Perpetrate. Commit an offense, do something wrong. Perpetual. Everlasting. Perpetuate. Make perpetual, make something last for a long time, preserve from extinction. Noun, perpetuity. Perquisite perk. Any gain above stipulated salary. Example, perquisites such as free meals and a car. Personable. Attractive, in personality or appearance. Perspicacious. Of someone, having insight, penetrating, astute. Perspicuity. Clearness of expression, freedom from ambiguity. Perspicuous. Of something, plainly expressed, easy to understand. Example, perspicuous comments. Pert. Isp. Of a girl or young woman, impertinent, forward, trim, jaunty. Example, pert young miss, hat, forward. Presumptuous or bold. Pertinacious. Holding tenaciously to an action, stubborn, persistent. Pertinent. Suitable, to the point, relevant. perturb, disturb greatly, peruse, read through with care, noun, perusal, pervasive, spread throughout, verb, pervade, of smells, ideas, feelings, spread throughout, charge, permeate, perverse, purposely continuing to do something wrong, stubbornly wrong-headed, perverted, directed away from what is right, wicked and unacceptable, example, perverse satisfaction, example, Hannibal Lecter in a perverse mood, noun, perversity, perversion, corruption, turning from right to wrong, pervert, corrupt, turn from right to wrong, misuse, example, perverted sexual desire, scientific knowledge, noun, person whose sexual behavior is not natural, wrong-headed, stubbornly wrong, pessimism, belief that life is basically bad or evil, gloominess, tendency to take the gloomiest possible view of a situation, adjective, pessimistic, pestilential, pestilent, causing plague, tending to cause death, baneful, noun, pestilence, fatal epidemic disease, ISP, bubonic plague, pestle, tool for mashing or grinding substances in a hard bowl or a mortar, mortar, vessel in which substances are crushed with a pestle, mash, crush into mash, convert into mash, noun, mixture of ground grain and nutrients fed to livestock and fowl, butterfly, turn to stone, cause to become stone-like, stun or paralyze, Betty, trivial, unimportant, very small, small-minded, Betty-minded, petulant, touchy, peevish, ill-tempered, phalanx, formation of infantry carrying overlapping shields and long spears, group of men packed together, for attack or defense, pharisaical, pertaining to the Pharisees, who paid scrupulous attention to tradition, self-righteous, hypocritical, Pharisee, Pharisee, member of an ancient Jewish group that emphasized strict observance of the Mosaic law, considering themselves very holy, hypocritical self-righteous person. Self-righteous, sure of one's own righteousness, moralistic. Phenomena, observable facts, subjects of scientific investigation, SG. Phenomenon, noun, observable fact, very unusual person, thing, or event, marvel, wonder, cf. Phenomenons, adjective, phenomenal, very unusual, extraordinary, of a phenomenon, example, phenomenal strength, philanderer, faithless lover, flirt, philanthropist, lover of mankind, doer of good, noun, philanthropy, philatelist, stamp collector, noun, philately, stamp collecting, Philistine, narrow-minded person, uncultured and exclusively interested in material gain, uncultured person who is indifferent to artistic and cultural values, member of an ancient people in Palestine, aesthete. Philology. Study of language or words. Phlegmatic. Calm and unexcitable, not easily disturbed, cf. Phlegm, sticky mucus produced in the respiratory tract. Phobia. Morbid fear. Phoenix. Symbol of immortality or rebirth, example, phoenix rising from its ashes. Phylum. Major classification, second to kingdom, of plants and animals, category ranking below a kingdom and above a class, division. Physiognomy. Face, as showing the character and the mind, art of judging human character from facial features. Physiological. Pertaining to the science of the function of living organisms, noun, physiology. Piebald. Of different colors, mottled, spotted in different colors, in black and white, example, piebald horse, cf. Pie plus bald, piecemeal. One part at a time, gradually, in stages, example, read a novel piecemeal. Pied. Piebald, variegated many-colored, multicolored. Piety. Devoutness, reverence for God, adjective, pious. Pigment. Coloring matter, usually powder to be mixed with water or oil. Pillage. Plunder. Pillory. Punish by placing in a wooden frame or pillory, subject or exposed to criticism and ridicule, in. Pine. Long for, yearn, languish from longing or grief, decline. Pinion. Restrain or immobilize by binding the wings or legs, noun, bird's wing. Pinnacle. Peak, highest point, acme, example, pinnacle of fame. Pious. Devout, religious, noun, piety. Piquant. Pleasantly tart tasting, spicy, pleasantly stimulating, example, piquant situation when my old enemy asked for my help. Tart. Sharp to the taste, acid tasting, caustic, sarcastic, example, tart apple, reply, sour. Having a sharp or acid taste, acid, tart, bad-tempered, v. Pique. Irritation, resentment from wounded pride, loss in a contest, verb, provoke, arouse, annoy, cause to feel resentment, example, pique her curiosity. Piscatorial. Pertaining to fishing, cf. Bices. Pitfall. Hidden danger, concealed trap. Beware. Be cautious, of. Pith. Core or marrow, sponge-like substance in the center of stems, essence, substance. Marrow. soft fatty tissue that fills most bone cavities and is the source of blood cells. Pithy. Concise and meaningful, substantial, meaty. Pittance. Small amount of money, small allowance or wage. Pivotal. Of a pivot, central, critical, crucial. Placate. Pacify, bring peace to, conciliate, appease. Placebo. Harmless substance prescribed as a dummy pill. Tablet. Small round piece of medicine, flat piece of stone or metal bearing an inscription, example, stone tablet on the wall. Placid. Peaceful, calm, example, placid child, lake. Plagiarize. Steal another's ideas or writings and pass them off as one's own, example, ideas plagiarized from my article. Noun, plagiarism, cf. Kidnap. Plaintive. Expressing sorrow, mournful, example, plaintive song. Plait. Braid, intertwine, interweave strands or lengths of, make by weaving strands together, example, plaited hair. Noun, braided lengths of hair o fabric, cf. Pigtail, ponytail. Plasticity. Ability to be molded, adjective, plastic, capable of being shaped or molded, example, plastic materials such as clay. Platitude. Trite remark, commonplace statement, adjective, platitudinous. Commonplace. Ordinary, noun, something ordinary or common, trite remark. Commonwealth. Nation governed by the people, republic, people of a nation. Platonic. Purely spiritual, theoretical, without sensual desire. Plaudit. Praise, enthusiastic approval, round succession or series, of applause, adjective, plauditory, cf. Applaud, plausible. Conceivably true, having a show of truth but open to doubt, specious. Plebeian. Common, vulgar, pertaining to the common people. Noun, common people in ancient Rome, cf. Patrician. Plebiscite. Direct vote by the entire electorate, on an important issue. Referendum. Direct vote by all the people. Plenary. Of power, complete, full, fully attended by all qualified members, example, plenary power. Plenitude. Abundance, plenty, great amount, completeness, fullness, cf. Plenary, plenty, plethora. Excess, overabundance, example, a plethora of excuses. Pliable. flexible, easily influenced, yielding, adaptable. Pliant. Flexible, easily influenced. Polite. Difficult condition, condition or state, isp. A bad state or condition, predicament. Pluck. Courage, verb, pull off or out, pull out the hair or feathers of, adjective, plucky, courageous, brave. Plumage. Feathers of a bird. Plumb. Exactly vertical, noun, wait on the end of the line, verb, examine very carefully or critically in order to understand, measure depth, by sounding, example, plumb the depth of. Plumber. One who installs and repairs pipes and plumbing pipes. Plummet. Fall sharply, fall straight down, example, stock prices plummeted. Plutocracy. Society ruled by the wealthy. Podiatrist. Doctor who treats ailments of the feet, chiropodist. Noun, podiatrix. Podium. Pedestal, raised platform. Pedestal. Support or base as for a pillar or statue. Poignancy. Quality of being deeply moving, keenness of emotion, adjective, poignant, touching, deeply moving, of sorrow, grief, etc., painful, keenly distressing to the mind, example, poignant memory/anxiety, cf. Prick, polarize. Split into opposite extremes or camps. Polarity. State of having two opposite qualities. Polar. Of a pole, characterized by opposite extremes, example, polar opposites. Camp. Group sharing a common cause or opinion. Polemic. Attack or defense of an opinion, controversy or refutation, argument in support of point of view. Noun, polemics, art of debate or controversy. Polemical polemic. Aggressive in verbal attack, disputatious, rather than simply expressing opinions. Politic. Prudent, judicious, well judged, expedient, well devised. Polity. Particular form of, political organization, form of government of nation or state, example, student polity. Polygamist. One who has more than one spouse at a time, cf. Bigamy, cf. Polyandry. Polyglot. Speaking several languages, multilingual, example, polyglot person/society, n. Pomposity. Self-important behavior, acting like a stuffed shirt. Pompous person, adjective, pompous, self-important. Ponderous. Having great weight, weighty, unwieldy, lacking lightness, dull, example, ponderous body, style of writing. Pontifical. Pertaining to a bishop or pope, pompous or pretentious, cf. Pontiff, pope, bishop, poor. study industriously, ponder, scrutinize, example, pore over the book, N. Porous. Full of pores, like a sieve. Interstice. Narrow space between things. Portend. Foretell, presage, be a sign or warning of. Noun, portent, sign, omen, forewarning, soothsayer. One who foretells the future. Portly. Stout, corpulent. Stout. Rather fat, strong in body, sturdy, resolute, determined, strong in determination, example, stout stick, supporter. Boaster. Person who pretends to be sophisticated, elegant, etc., to impress others, person who poses, cf. Pose, pose. Assume a particular posture, put forward, present, affect a particular attitude, to impress others, example, pose a threat, in. Posterity. Descendants, future generations, example, go down to posterity, cf. Posterior, anterior, posthumous. After death, as of child born after father's death or book published after author's death, coming or occurring after one's death, example, posthumous fame, novel. Postmortem. Autopsy, adjective, occurring after death, of a postmortem. Postulate. Self-evident truth, something assumed without proof. Verb, assume the truth of, as a basis of an argument. Posture. Assume an affected pose, act artificially. Noun, pose, attitude. Potable. Suitable for drinking, drinkable. Potent. Powerful, convincing, persuasive, greatly influential. Potentate. Monarch, sovereign. Potential. Expressing possibility, latent. Noun, capacity for growth. Potion. Dose, of liquids, liquid dose. Potpourri. Heterogeneous mixture, medley, mixture of dried flower petals. A pot, to give a pleasant smell to a room. Poultice. Soothing application applied to sore and inflamed portions of the body. Practicable. Feasible. Practical. Based on experience, of or acquired through practice, rather than theory, useful, example, practical man. Pragmatic. Practical, as opposed to idealistic, concerned with practical worth or impact of something, example, pragmatic test of the skill. Pragmatist. Practical person. Noun, pragmatism, pragmatic way of dealing with things. Prance. Move about in a spirited manner, proudly and confidently. Prate. Talk idly, speak foolishly, boast idly. Prattle. Talk idly, babble. Noun, cf. Prate. idle. Not working, not employed or busy, lazy, without purpose, useless, lacking substance, baseless, not based on truth, example, idle worker, example, talk idly, v. Preamble. Introductory statement. Precarious. Unsafe, lacking in stability, uncertain, risky, example, precarious living, precedent. Something preceding in time which may be used as an authority or guide for future action, verb, proceed, cf. Unprecedented. Precedent. Preceding, in time, rank, etc. Precept. Practical rule guiding conduct, example, mother's precept. Precipice. Cliff, dangerous position, example, on the edge of the precipice. Brink. Edge, at the top of a cliff, example, on the brink of the Grand Canyon. Precipitant. Something that causes a substance in a chemical solution to separate out in solid form, solvent. Precipitate. Hurl downward, throw headlong, hasten, cause to happen soon or, condense and fall as rain or snow, cause, a solid substance, to be separated from a solution, adjective, hasty, rash, premature, sudden. Precipitous. Steep, over hasty, precipitate. Bracy. Abstract, concise summing up of main points, concise summary of a text. Precise. Exact. Preclude. Make impossible, prevent, exclude, eliminate. Precocious. Advanced in development, noun, precocity. Precursor. Forerunner, predecessor. Predator. Predatory animal or bird, predatory person, creature that seizes and devours another animal, person who robs or exploits others, adjective, predatory, living by preying on other organisms, plundering, noun, predation. Predecessor. Former occupant of a post. Predetermine. Determine in advance, predestine, settle or decide beforehand, influence markedly. Predicament. Difficult situation, tricky or dangerous situation, dilemma. Predilection. Preference, partiality. Predispose. Give an inclination toward, in advance, make susceptible to, example, predispose people to certain cancer, noun, predisposition. Preeminent. Outstanding, superior. Preempt. Prevent in advance, head off, forestall by acting first, appropriate for oneself before others, supplant, take the place of, displace, example, preempt any attempts, adjective, preemptive. Breen. Make oneself tidy in appearance, feel self-satisfaction or pride, of a bird, smooth or clean, feathers, with the beak, example, preen oneself on, cf. Prune. Prefatory. Introductory, of a preface. Prehensile. Capable of grasping or holding, isp, by wrapping around, example, prehensile tails. Prelate. Church dignitary, priest of high position in the church, isp, bishop. Prelude. Introduction, introductory performance or event, forerunner. Premeditate. Plan in advance, example, premeditated murder. Premise. Assumption, postulate, proposition upon which an argument is based. Premonition. Forewarning, presentiment, foreboding. Premonitory. Serving to warn. Preponderance. Superiority of power, quantity, etc. Verb, preponderate, be greater in power, weight, or importance. Adjective, preponderant. Preposterous. Absurd, completely unreasonable, ridiculous. Prerogative. Privilege, unquestionable right, cf. Ask before. Presage. Foretell, be a warning or sign of. Noun, presentiment, foreboding, omen. Prescience. Ability to foretell the future, knowledge of actions before they occur. Adjective, prescient. Presentiment. Premonition, foreboding, feeling something will happen, anticipatory fear. Prestige. Respect or admiration, impression produced by achievements or reputation. Adjective, causing admiration. Adjective, prestigious, having prestige. Presumptuous. Going beyond what is right, excessively forward, arrogant, taking liberties. Presume. Take for granted, assume, act overconfidently, take liberties. Presume on/upo. Noun, take unfair advantage of, someone's kindness or connection. Noun, presumption. Pretentious. Ostentatious, showy, pompous, making unjustified claims, overambitious. Example, pretentious films that claim to be art. Pretend. Feign, pretend to, claim to possess, make pretensions to. Example, I don't pretend to much expertise. Noun, pretense. Pretension. Pretentiousness, claim, without foundation. Example, I make no pretensions to skill as an artist. Preternatural. Beyond what is normal in nature, supernatural. Example, preternatural strength, forces. Pretext. Excuse. Prevail. Be widespread, triumph over, gain victory, prevail on. Noun, persuade, induce. Example, justice has prevailed. Example, prevail on someone to do something. Prevalent. Widespread, generally accepted. Prevaricate. Lie, hide the truth, by equivocating. Prey. Target of a hunt, victim. Verb, hunt and eat as prey, victimize. Example, cats prey on mice. Prim. proper to the point of affectation, very precise and formal, exceedingly proper. Primogeniture. Seniority by birth, state of being the firstborn child, right of the eldest child, to inherit the entire property of one or both parents. Primordial. Existing at the beginning of time, rudimentary. Primp. Groom oneself with care, adorn oneself. Pristine. Unspoiled, remaining in a pure state, characteristic of earlier times, primitive, example, an old book in pristine condition. Privation. Lack of the basic necessities or comforts of life, hardship, want, cf. Deprive, privy. Secret, hidden, not public, made a participant in something secret, example, privy chamber government, example, be privy to a discussion, cf. Private. Probe. Explore with a probe or tools, investigate, noun, slender instrument used to explore a wound or body cavity, device designed to investigate an unknown region, thorough investigation, example, space probe. Probity. Uprightness, honesty, incorruptibility. Defecate. Embezzle. Problematic. Causing a problem, open to doubt, doubtful, unsettled, questionable, example, whether the arena will ever be completed is problematic. Proclivity. Inclination, natural tendency, isp. Towards something bad. Procrastinate. Postpone, delay or put off. Procurement. Obtaining, verb, procure, obtain by effort, obtain, a prostitute, for another, prod. Poke, with a pointed object, stir up, urge, go to action, noun, pointed object used to prod, prodding. Prodigal. Wasteful, reckless with money, profuse, example, a mind prodigal of ideas, noun, prodigality. Prodigious. Enormous, marvelous, extraordinary, example, prodigious amount, memory. Prodigy. Highly gifted child, person with exceptional talents, marvel, wonder. Profane. Violate, desecrate, something holy, treat unworthily, be profane for, adjective, secular, non-religious, irreverent for holy things. Profligate. Wasteful, of money, dissipated, wildly immoral, dissolute, noun, profligate person, noun, profligacy. Profound. Deep, not superficial, complete, example, profound thinker / remark / silence / deafness, noun, profundity, profusion. Great amount, plenty, overabundance, excess, lavish expenditure, example, profusion of choices, adjective, profuse, plentiful, copious, giving or given abundantly, extravagant. Progenitor. Ancestor. Progeny. Children, offspring, descendants. Prognosis. Forecasted course of a disease, prediction, cf. Prognostic. prognosticate. Predict, according to present indications. Prohibitive. So high as to prohibit purchase or use, tending to prevent the purchase or use of something, prohibiting, inclined to prevent or forbid, example, prohibitive tax. Projectile. Missile, fired or thrown object, such as stone or bullet. Proletarian. Member of the working class, blue-collar guy. Noun, proletariat, working class, who have to work for wages. Proliferate. Grow rapidly, in numbers, spread, multiply. Noun, proliferation. Prolific. Producing offspring or fruit in abundance, fertile, fecund, abundantly fruitful, producing abundant works, example, prolific writer. Prolixity. Tedious wordiness, verbosity, adjective, prolix, wordy, verbose, diffuse, prologue. Introduction, to a poem or play. Feud. Bitter prolonged quarrel, usually between two peoples or families. Verb, cf. Romeo and Juliet, cf. Feudal, feudalism, prolong. Lengthen, extend, draw out. Prominent. Protruding, sticking out, conspicuous, notable, eminent. Promiscuous. Mix indiscriminately, indiscriminate, not choosing carefully, indiscriminate in the choice of sexual partners, irregular, particularly sexually, example, promiscuous life/girl. Noun, promiscuity. Promontory. Headland. Promote. Advance in rank, advance, help to flourish, advocate, help actively in forming, publicize or popularize, example, milk promotes health, example, promote a match/bill, example, promote a new product. Prompt. Cause, urge, provoke, provide a cue, for an actor, adjective, done without delay, done at the right time, punctual, on time. Noun, reminder or cue, cue. Word or signal, as in a play to prompt another actor's speech or entrance, reminder or hint. Verb, give a cue to. Promulgate. Announce, proclaim a doctrine or law, make known by official publication. Prone. Inclined to, likely to, suffer, prostrate, lying with the front downward, example, prone to disease, make mistakes, example, accident prone. Propagate. Increase in number by producing young, multiply, spread, example, most plants propagate by seed, example, newspaper propagating their ideas. Propellant, propellant. Substance which propels or drives forward, such as an explosive charge or a rocket fuel. Propensity. Natural inclination. Prophetic. Of a prophet or prophecy, having to do with predicting the future. Noun, prophecy. Verb, prophesy. Noun, prophet. Prophylactic. Used to prevent disease. Noun, something prophylactic. Condom. Noun, prophylaxis, prevention of disease. Propinquity. Nearness, in space or relationship, proximity, kinship. propitiate. Appease, conciliate, make peaceful, adjective, propitiatory. Propitious. Favorable, auspicious, advantageous, fortunate. Example, propitious day, sign, horoscope. Diagram of the positions of stars at a given moment, of a person's birth, used by astrologers. Proponent. Supporter, backer, opposite of opponent. Propound. Put forth for consideration or analysis, set forth, example, propound a problem, theory. Propriety. Fitness, quality of being proper, correct conduct, conformity to prevailing customs and usages, cf. Proprietor, proprietary. Usage. Act or manner of using, accepted practice, way in which words are actually used. Propulsive. Driving forward, noun, propulsion. Prosaic. Lacking in imagination, dull and unimaginative, matter of fact concerned with facts, not imagination or feelings, factual, cf. Prose. Proscenium. Part of stage in front of curtain, front arch of a stage. Proscribe. Prohibit, ostracize, banish, outlaw. Outlaw. Fugitive from the law, excluded from legal protection. Verb, declare, someone, to be an outlaw, deprive of the protection of the law, declare legal. Example, drinking has been outlawed. Proselytize. Induce someone to convert to a religion or belief. Noun, proselyte, new convert to a doctrine or religion. Prosody. Art of versification, study of the metrical structure of verse. Metrical. Metric, written in the form of poetry. Example, metrical translation of Homer. Meter. Arrangement of words in the form of poetry, by accentual rhythm. Prosperity. Good fortune and financial success, physical well-being. Prosper. Become successful, isp. Financially, thrive, grow well. Example, children prospering under his care. Prosperous. Successful, rich, affluent, well-to-do, well-off. Prostrate. Stretch out full on ground, make prostrate, innervate. Example, prostrating illness. Adjective, lying face down, having lost all strength. Protean. Able to take on many forms, versatile, cf. Proteus, see God to change his shape at will. Protege. Person receiving protection and support from a patron. Protocol. Diplomatic etiquette, ceremony and etiquette observed by diplomats, first copy of a treaty before its ratification. Example, protocol demands that the Queen meet him at the airport. Prototype. Original work used as a model by others. protract. Prolong, lengthen in time, draw out. Protrude. Stick out, jut, project, example, protruding teeth. Protuberance. Protrusion, swelling, bulge. Bulge. Protruding part, swelling of a surface, example, the apple made a bulge in his pocket. Verb, swell outward, protrude. Provenance. Place of origin, origin or source of something, example, gunpowder is of Chinese provenance, cf. Cum. Provender. Dry food for livestock, fodder. Provident. Providing for future needs, displaying foresight, thrifty, preparing for emergencies, improvident. Providence. Quality of being provident, divine care, God's care, providence, God, example, it seemed like providence that the doctor happened to be there. Adjective, providential, of divine providence, fortunate. Provincial. Pertaining to a province, limited in outlook, narrow, unsophisticated. Provisional. Tentative, temporary. Proviso. Stipulation, condition in an agreement, provision. Provision. Act of providing, something provided, preparatory measure, provisions, necessary supplies, ISP. Food, stipulation, condition in an agreement, example, according to the provisions of the agreement. Provocative. Arousing anger or sexual interest, annoying, example, provocative in tight jeans. Verb, provoke, incite to anger, cause, an unpleasant action or feeling. Noun, provocation. Prowess. Extraordinary ability, military bravery, example, prowess in battle. Proximity. Nearness, adjective, proximate. Proxy. Authorized agent, authority to act for another. Prude. Excessively modest or proper person, who is easily shocked by improper things, isp. Of a sexual nature. Noun, prudery, adjective, prudish, excessively concerned with propriety. Prudent. Cautious, careful, prudential. Prune. Cut away, trim. Prurient. Having or causing lustful desires and thoughts, arousing immoderate sexual desire. Pry. Inquire impertinently, someone else's private affairs, use leverage to raise or open something, prize. Noun, prize, tool for prying. Prize. Pry, move with a lever, value highly, esteem, example, his most prized possession. Noun, something captured during wartime, isp. An enemy ship. Pseudonym. Pen name, fictitious name assumed by an author, adjective, pseudonymous. Psyche. Soul, mind. Psychiatrist. Doctor who treats mental diseases. psychic. Of psyche, middle, of or possessing extraordinary mental powers. Psychopathic. Pertaining to mental derangement. Noun, psychopath, person with an antisocial personality disorder. Psychosis. Mental disorder. Adjective, noun, psychotic. Psychosomatic. Of the influence of the mind on the body, ISP. With respect to disease. Pterodactyl. Extinct flying reptile, cf. Wing plus finger. Puerile. Childish, immature, cf. Boy. Pugilist. Boxer, cf. Pugilism, boxing. Pugnacity. Combativeness, disposition to fight. Adjective, pugnacious, of people, belligerent, combative in nature. Puissant. Powerful, strong, burdened. Noun, puissance, power. Pulchritude. Beauty, comeliness. Adjective, pulchritudinous. Pulmonary. Pertaining to the lungs. Pulsate. Throb, beat regularly, vibrate regularly. Pulse. Rhythmical throbbing of arteries, brief sudden change in a normally constant quantity. Verb, pulsate. Pulverize. Crush or grind into very small particles. Pummel. Pommel, beat or pound with fists. Punctilious. Minutely attentive, perhaps too much so, to fine points, stressing niceties of conduct or form. Noun, punctilio, punctiliousness, careful attention paid to every small exact detail. Pundit. Authority on a subject, expert, learned person. Pungent. Stinging, acrid, sharp in taste or smell, of speech or writing, caustic. Noun, pungency. Punitive. Punishing, example, punitive measures. Puny. Tiny, weak, insignificant. Purchase. Secure grasp or hold, firm grasp or footing. Purgatory. Place of spiritual expiation, temporary state or place in which the souls must expiate their sins. Purge. Remove or get rid of something or someone unwanted, eliminate, free from blame or guilt, cleanse or purify, of sin, guilt, or defilement, in. Purport. Intention, purpose, meaning. Verb, claim, profess, example, order which purports to be signed by the general. Purported. Alleged, claimed, reputed or rumored, example, purported Satanists. Rooster. Cock, adult male chicken. Rabble. Mob, noisy crowd. purse. Pucker, contract, lips, interwrinkles. Noun, wallet. Pucker. Gather into wrinkles or folds. Noun, wrinkle or fold. Purveyor. Furnisher of foodstuffs. Caterer. Verb, purvey, supply. Food, furnish. Cf. Provide. Pusillanimous. Cowardly, lacking courage, faint-hearted. Punitive. Supposed, reputed, generally regarded as such. Example, punitive father of the child. Putrid. Decayed and foul-smelling, foul, rotten, decayed. Noun, putridity. Putrefy. Make or become putrid. Noun, putrefaction. Putrescent. Becoming putrid, putrefying. Gangrene. Decay of body tissue caused by insufficient blood supply, usually following injury. Adjective, gangrenous. Pyromaniac. Person with an insane desire to set things on fire. Quack. Charlatan, impostor. Quadruped. Four-footed animal. Adjective, cf. Biped. Quaff. Drink with zest, drink with relish, zest, hearty enjoyment. Quagmire. Bog, marsh, soft, wet, boggy land, predicament, complex or dangerous situation from which it is difficult to free oneself. Bog. Soft wetland. Verb, hinder or be hindered. Example, bog down in the mud. Quail. Cower, shrink back in fear, lose heart. Quaint. Odd in an old-fashioned way. Odd, old-fashioned, picturesque. Qualified. Limited, restricted. Verb, qualify, limit the meaning of, modify. Qualms. Uneasy feelings, misgivings, uneasy fears especially about matters of conscience. Example, I have no qualms about giving this assignment to Helen. Quandary. Dilemma, state of uncertainty. Example, she is in a quandary about whether to go. Quarantine. Isolation of a person, place, or ship to prevent spread of infection. Verb, isolate and quarantine. Quarry. Person or animal of pursuit, victim, object of a hunt, prey. Quarry. Dig into, to get stone. Noun, mine. Bank. Heap, piled up mass, embankment, lateral tilting, as of an aircraft in turning. Verb, pile up, protect with a bank, tilt and turning. Quash. Crush, suppress, squash, subdue, annul. Example, quash a rebellion, the decision of the low court. Squash. crush, gouache, suppress. Quay. Dock, wharf, pier, landing place, for boats. Queasy. Experiencing nausea, nauseated, easily nauseated, squeamish. Example, feel a little queasy. Quell. Suppress, put an end to, put down forcibly, extinguish, quiet. Example, army quells rebellion in newspaper. Cf. Kill, quench. Assuage or satisfy, thrust, slake, douse or extinguish, put out, suppress, squelch. Produces splashing sound, when stepping through mud, crush, squash. Querulous. Given to complaining, complaining, fretful, whining. Whine. Complain, in a sad voice, make a high sad sound, as in pain or supplication. Query. Inquiry, question, v. Queue. Line, of waiting people or vehicles. Quibble. Minor objection or complaint, verb, raise minor objections, carp, cavil. Quiescent. Dormant, temporarily inactive, at rest, noun, quiescence. Quietude. Tranquility, calmness. Quintessence. Purest and highest embodiment, perfect example, apotheosis, most essential element, example, quintessence of wit, adjective, quintessential, cf. Fifth essence. Quip. Taunt, clever sarcastic remark, v. Taunt. Deride or provoke, challenge in derision, n. Quirk. Sudden sharp turn or twist, startling twist, caprice, idiosyncrasy, peculiarity of behavior, example, by a quirk of fate. Quisling. Traitor who aids invaders, cf. Vidcun Quisling. Quiver. Case for arrows. Quiver. Tremble, shake, n. Leash. Restraining rope fastened to the collar of an animal, to control it, example, a dog on a leash. Quixotic. Idealistic but impractical, cf. Don Quixote. Quizzical. Curious, suggesting puzzlement, without saying, questioning, teasing, mocking, bantering, example, quizzical glance. Quorum. Minimal number of members necessary to conduct a meeting. Quotidian. Daily, commonplace, customary, example, quotidian routine. Rabid. Of or suffering rabies, like a fanatic, extremely zealous, furious, cf. Rabies, hydrophobia, raconteur. Storyteller, one who tells stories with wit and skill. Ragamuffin. dirty child in torn clothes, person wearing tattered clothes. Tatter. Torn piece of cloth, adjective, tattered, of clothes, old and torn, of a person, dressed in old torn clothes. Rail. Complain bitterly, scold, rant, example, the weak are railing against injustices. Raiment. Clothing, garments, example, I have no raiment fit to wear. Rakish. Jaunty, stylish, sporty, morally corrupt, dissolute, example, he wore his hat at a rakish and jaunty angle. Rake. Angle of a slope, verb, slant from the perpendicular. Rake. Immoral or dissolute person. Rally. Come or bring together, call up or summon, forces, vital powers, etc., revive or recuperate, after illness or difficulty. Noun, act of rallying, mass gathering. Ramble. Wander aimlessly, physically or mentally, digress. Ramification. Branching out, subdivision, one branch of a system, one of the results following from an action or decision, example, ramifications of a business, the decision. Ramify. Branch out, divide into branches or subdivisions. Ramp. Slope, inclined plane or roadway, connecting two levels. Rampant. Growing or spreading uncontrollably, growing in profusion, unrestrained, example, rampant lawlessness, weed. Rampart. Defensive mound of earth. Ramshackle. Of a building or vehicle, poorly constructed, rickety, falling apart. Rickety. Of buildings, likely to break or fall apart, of rickets, cf. Rickets, cf. Vitamin D, ransack. Search thoroughly, pillage, going through a place, example, enemy soldiers ransack the town. Rancid. Having the odor of stale or decomposing fat, rank. Rank. Offensive in odor or flavor. Rancor. Long-lasting hatred, bitterness, example, negotiation without rancor, adjective, rancorous. Random. Without definite purpose, plan, or aim, haphazard, example, random shots, example, chosen at random. Lot. Object used in making a determination at random, fate, piece of land. Draw. Choosing of a lot or card. Lottery. Contest in which winners are selected in a drawing of lots. Raffle. Lottery, verb, award as a prize in a raffle, example, raffle off a new car. rankle. Irritate, fester, annoy. Rant. Speak violently or excitedly, rave, talk excitedly showing anger, scold, make a grandiloquent speech, example, the priest ranted about the devil. Rapacious. Voracious, ravenous, taking everything one can, excessively grasping, plundering, subsisting on live prey, example, rapacious birds. Rapport. Close relationship, emotional closeness, harmony. Rapt. Engrossed, absorbed, enchanted, example, rapt listener. Rarefied. Made less dense, of a gas, verb, rarefy, make less dense, noun, rarefaction, rare. Of air, thin in density, rarefied, example, rare air of the mountains. Raspy. Making a harsh noise, grating, harsh. Rasp. Of a sound, grate on, nerves, make a harsh noise, have an unpleasant effect, rub with something rough, example, the cat's tongue rasped my hand. Ratify. Approve formally, confirm, verify. Ratiocination. Reasoning, act of drawing conclusions from premises, verb, ratiocinate, reason logically. Rationale. Fundamental reason or principle, on which a system or principle is based, fundamental reason or justification, grounds for an action. Rationalize. Make rational, devise false reasons for one's behavior, offer an excuse, give a plausible reason for an action in place of a true, less admirable one's. Noun, rationalization. Rational. Of a person, having reason, of ideas, based on reason, logical. Ration. Fixed portion, verb, distribute as rations. Raucous. Of voice, harsh and unpleasant, of people, disorderly and boisterous, example, raucous shouts. Ravage. Devastate, plunder, despoil, example, crops ravaged by storms. Maraud. Move in search of plunder, example, marauding army. Rave. Overwhelmingly favorable review, verb, talk wildly as if mad, example, raving lunatic. Ravel. Fall apart into tangles, entangle, unravel or untwist. Ravenous. Extremely hungry, voracious. Ravine. Narrow valley with steep sides, gorge, cf. Gully, canyon. Raze. Destroy completely, example, raze the city to the ground. Reactionary. Strongly opposed to social or political change, opposing progress, politically ultra-conservative. Noun, up. Radical. Reinstate. restore to a previous condition or position. Realm. Kingdom, field or sphere, example, not within the realms of possibility. Reaper. One who harvests grain, example, the Grim Reaper. Verb, reap, cut and gather, crop, harvest a crop. Rebate. Return of part of a payment, discount, v. Rebuff. Reject bluntly, snub, beat back, example, she rebuffed his invitation, n. Snub. Ignore or behave coldly toward, example, I made a suggestion but she snubbed me, n. Rebuke. Scold harshly, criticize severely. Rebus. Representation of words in the form of pictures or symbols, puzzle in which pictures or letters stand for words, example, RU18 is a rebus for RU18. Rebuttal. Refutation, response with contrary evidence, verb, rebut, refute, disprove, recalcitrant. Disobedient or resisting authority even after being punished, obstinately stubborn, determined to resist authority, unruly, example, recalcitrant child. Recant. Disclaim or disavow, retract a previous statement, openly confess error, example, recant one's faith, a statement. Recapitulate. Summarize. Recast. Reconstruct, a sentence, story, statue, etc., fashion again. Fashion. Give shape to, make, example, fashion the pot out of clay. Receptive. Quick or willing to receive, ideas, suggestions, etc., example, receptive to the proposal. Recession. Withdrawal, retreat, time of low economic activity. Recess. Pause, temporary cessation, alcove, secret inner place, example, Parliament in recess. Verb, cf. Recessive, recidivism. Habitual return to crime, even after being punished. Noun, recidivist. Recipient. Receiver. Reciprocal. Mutual, given and received in return, exchangeable, interacting, example, reciprocal trade agreement. Reciprocate. Do or give something in return, repay in kind, give or take mutually, interchange, move backwards and forwards, example, reciprocate his invitation by inviting him. Noun, reciprocity, reciprocal relationship, mutual interchange of advantages between two groups, example, reciprocity in trading rights. Recluse. Hermit, loner, adjective, reclusive. Reconcile. Make friendly again, after quarrel, make consistent, two ideas in opposition, correct inconsistencies, example, reconcile one's political principles with one's religious beliefs. Recondite. Abstruse, not easily understood, profound, secret. Reconnaissance. Survey of enemy by soldiers, reconnoitering. Verb, reconnoiter, make a preliminary inspection of, isp. to gather military information. Recount. Narrate or tell a story, count over again. Recourse. Resorting to help when in trouble, example, without recourse to. Resort. Turn to for help, example, resort to violence, in. Makeshift. Temporary expedient or substitute, in the case of urgent need, example, makeshift shelter. Recreant. Disloyal, cowardly, noun, disloyal and cowardly person. Recrimination. Counter charges, verb, recriminate. Rectify. Set right, correct, cf. Rect, right. Rectitude. Moral correctness, moral uprightness, moral virtue, correctness of judgment. Recumbent. Reclining, lying down completely or in part. Recline. Lie down. Recuperate. Recover, return to health, regain, example, recuperate losses. Recurrent. Occurring again and again. Redolent. Odorous, fragrant, suggestive, of an odor, example, redolent of onions, mystery. Redoubtable. Formidable, causing fear. Redress. Remedy, compensation, example, seek redress for the damage to your car. Verb, put right, remedy or rectify, a wrong, make amends for. Redundant. Superfluous, more than is necessary, verbose, excessively wordy, repetitious. Reek. Emit, an unpleasant odor or smoke, give off an unpleasant odor, give out smoke, example, reeking chimney. Noun, unpleasant odor, stench. Stench. Strong foul odor, reek, stink. Stink. Stench, verb, emit a strong foul odor. Refectory. Dining hall, room where meals are served, in a school. Refraction. Bending of a ray of light. Refractory. Unmanageable, disobedient and stubborn, example, refractory horse. Refrain. Abstain from, resist, forbear. Noun, chorus. Chorus. Phrase repeated throughout a song or poem. Refulgent. Effulgent, brilliant, brightly shining, gleaming, example, refulgent moon. Gleam. Brief flash of light, glow, v. Refurbish. Renovate, make clean, bright, or fresh, make new, again, make bright by polishing, example, refurbish an old theater, cf. Furbish, Polish, refute. Disprove, prove to be false, noun, refutation. Regal. Royal, of a monarch, example, regal manner. Regale. Entertain. Regatta. Boat or yacht race. Regeneration. Spiritual rebirth, example, regeneration of the prisoners. Verb, regenerate, give or obtain new life, reform spiritually. Phenology. Study of prison management and criminal rehabilitation. Regicide. Murder of a king or queen. Regime. Method of system or government. Regimen. Prescribed course of diet or exercise, prescribed diet and habits, example, daily regimen of a dancer. Regiment. Military unit, verb, subject to strict order, example, regimented society. Rehabilitate. Restore to proper condition, health or useful life, restore the former rank of. Reimburse. Repay, pay back. Reiterate. Repeat. Rejoinder. Reply, retort, come back, verb, rejoin answer in reply. Come back. Retort, quick clever reply, return to former status. Rejuvenate. Make young again. Relegate. Put into a lower or worse place, banish to an inferior position, delegate, assign, example, relegate the old furniture to the children's room, example, relegated to the second division. Relent. Become less severe, give in surrender, adjective, relentless, unyielding, continuously severe. Relevant. Having importance, pertinent, referring to the case in hand, noun, relevance, relevancy. Relic. Surviving remnant, from an extinct culture, memento, keepsake, relics, corpse, example, ancient relics, example, relics of his travel, example, his relics are buried at X. Relinquish. Give up something, with reluctance, yield, release, example, relinquish power, the claim to the land, his hold on my arm. Relish. Enjoy, savor, noun, enjoyment, zest. Remediable. Reparable. Reminiscence. Recollection, verb, reminisce, recollect the past. Reminiscent. Suggestive of something, in the past, of reminiscence. Remiss. Negligent, careless about a duty. Remission. Temporary moderation, of disease symptoms, remitting of a debt or punishment, cancellation of a debt, pardon, example, the disease went into remission, example, Christians pray for the remission of sins. Remit. Transmit, money, in payment, free someone from a debt or punishment. Remittance. Remitting of money, amount of money remitted. Remnant. Remainder. Remonstrate. Protest, objection, verb, remonstrate, say in protest. Remorse. Deep regret for wrongdoing, guilt, self-reproach. Remunerative. Of work, compensating, rewarding, profitable, well paid, verb, remunerate, reward, pay, someone, for work or trouble. Rend. Split, tear apart, noun, rent, cf. Heartrending, causing deep sorrow. Render. Give, deliver, provide, represent in verbal or artistic form, depict, perform, make, translate, example, render the song beautifully. Rendezvous. Meeting place, meeting at a set time or place, v. Rendition. Rendering, translation, artistic interpretation of a song, etc. Renegade. Deserter, traitor, adjective. Renege. Break a promise, deny, go back on, example, renege on the contract, paying off the debt. Renounce. Abandon, give up, by formal announcement, disown, repudiate, example, renounce one's claim to the property/one's religion, noun, renunciation. Renovate. Restore to good condition, renew. Renown. Fame, adjective, renowned. Herald. Messenger, sign of something to come, verb, announce, proclaim, example, unheralded researcher. Rent. Tear made by rending, rip, split. Reparable. Capable of being repaired. Reparation. Compensation, for loss or wrong, amends, example, make reparation for the damage, cf. Repair, repartee. Quick clever reply. Repast. Meal, feast, banquet. Repeal. Revoke, annul. Repel. Drive away, disgust, example, repel the attack/moisture, example, repelled by the dirty room, cf. Repulsion, repellent. Driving away, disgusting, offensive, repulsive, unattractive, in. Repercussion. Rebound, reaction, reverberation, example, serious repercussion. Repertoire. List of works of music, drama, etc. a performer is prepared to present, cf. Repertory, repine. Fret, complain, be annoyed, example, repine over the undone work. Replenish. Fill up again. Replete. Fully filled, filled to the brim or to the point of being stuffed, abundantly supplied, example, report replete with errors. Memoir. Memoirs, autobiography, biography. Brim. Uppermost edge of a cup, projecting rim, as on a hat, example, the glass was full to the brim, verb, be full to the brim. Replica. Copy. Replicate. Reproduce, duplicate. Repository. Storehouse. Repose. Resting, state of being at rest, calmness, verb, lie at rest, relax, put or place, example, repose our hopes in a single man. Reprehensible. Deserving blame, blameworthy, verb, reprehend, blame. Repress. Hold back, the national expression of, restrain, crush, oppress, example, repressed child, example, repress a laugh, rebellion. Reprieve. Postponement or cancellation of a punishment, temporary stay, verb, postpone or cancel the punishment of. Reprimand. Reprove severely, rebuke, in. Reprisal. Retaliation. Reprise. Musical repetition, repeating of a piece of music, repeat performance, recurrent action, example, reprise in the finale, example, constant reprises. Reproach. Blame, not angrily but sadly, express disapproval or disappointment. Noun, adjective, reproachful. Reprobate. Morally disapproved person, person hardened in sin, devoid of a sense of decency, cf. Disapproved by God. Reprobation. Severe disapproval, cf. Approbation. Reprove. Censure, rebuke, noun, reproof. Repudiate. Disown, disavow, deny. Repugnance. Disgust, strong dislike, loathing, adjective, repugnant, arousing disgust, repulsive. Repulsion. Distaste, disgust, act of driving back, adjective, repulsive, causing disgust, tending to drive away, verb, repel, not repulse. Repulse. Reject with rudeness or coldness, an offer or friendship, drive back, an enemy attack, cf. Repulse $neck cause repulsion. Reputable. Respectable, having a good reputation. Reputed. Supposed, example, reputed father of the child, verb, repute, consider, noun, repute, reputation, esteem, requiem. Mass for the dead, dirge. Mass. Christian religious ceremony, cf. Mass, ceremony of the Eucharist. Requisite. Necessary requirement, something required, adjective, required, necessary. Requisition. Formal demand or request, example, requisition for more computing equipment, v. Requite. Make return for, repay, reciprocate, revenge, noun, requital. Rescind. Repeal, annul, cancel, a law, decision, or agreement. Resentment. Indignation, bitterness, displeasure, verb, resent, feel anger about. Reserve. Self-control, self-restraint, formal but distant manner, reticence, example, without reserve, freely and openly, adjective, reserved, shy and uncommunicative. Residue. Remainder, balance. Residual. Remaining, left over, of a residue, noun, residue. Resignation. Patiently submissiveness, statement that one is quitting a job, adjective, resigned, acquiescent. Resign. Give up, a position, right, or claim, submit, oneself, passively. Resilient. Elastic, having the power of springing back, able to recover quickly, as from misfortune. Elastic. Able to spring back into shape, quick to recover, as from disappointment, able to adapt to change, example, elastic plans, noun, elastic material. Resolution. Determination, resoluteness, adjective, resolute, firm or determined in purpose. Resolve. Determination, resolution, firmness of purpose. Resolve. Decide, settle, solve, separate, make a determined decision, noun, resolution. Resonant. Of a sound, echoing, resounding, sounding loudly, deep and full and sound, producing resonance, example, resonant voice, noun, resonance. Resound. Of a place, be filled with sound, of a sound, sound loudly, sound back, echo, example, hall resounded with laughter. Respiration. Breathing, exhalation, adjective, respiratory. Respite. Time for rest, interval of relief, delay in punishment, reprieve. Resplendent. Brilliant, splendid in appearance, dazzling, glorious. Responsiveness. State of reacting readily to appeals, orders, etc. Adjective, responsive, readily reacting, example, responsive to treatment. Restitution. Returning something, lost or stolen, to the rightful owner, reparation, indemnification, compensation for loss, damage, or injury. Restive. Impatiently restless, induced by external coercion or restriction, restlessly impatient, obstinately resisting control, example, rest of horses because of wolves, cf. Not a general synonym for restless. Restraint. Moderation or self-control, controlling force, restriction. resumption. Taking up again, recommencement. Verb, resume, begin or take up again, take or occupy again. Example, kindly resume your seats. Resurge. Rise again, flow to and fro. Noun, resurgence. Adjective, resurgent, of ideas or beliefs, experiencing revival, surging again. Resurrect. Revive. Resuscitate. Revive, bring back to life or consciousness. Example, resuscitate the drowned child. Retain. Keep, maintain possession of, employ, isp. A lawyer or advisor. Noun, retainer, servant, fee paid to retain an advisor. Retaliate. Repay in kind, usually for bad treatment. Verb, retaliate. Retentive. Holding, able to retain things, isp. Facts in the mind, having a good memory. Reticent. Inclined to silence, uncommunicative, reserved. Example, he was reticent about the reasons. Noun, reticence. Retin. Following, attendance. Retiring. Shy and reserved, of a person, modest. Example, her retiring personality. Retort. Quick sharp reply, v. Retract. Withdraw, take back, draw back. Example, retract a statement, an offer/clause. Noun, retraction, cf. Retractile, retrench. Cut down expenses, economize. Retribution. Deserved punishment for wrongdoing, punishment for offenses, compensation, vengeance, cf. Payback. Retrieve. Recover, put right, find and bring in, regain. Example, situation. Retroactive. Taking effect before its enactment, as a law, or imposition, as a tax, of a law, having effect on the past as well as the future. Enact. Make, a bill, into law. Retrograde. Go backwards, recede, degenerate, deteriorate. Adjective. Retrospective. Looking back on the past. Noun, retrospection. Verb, retrospect. Revelry. Boisterous merrymaking. Verb, revel. Engage boisterous festivities. Enjoy greatly. Noun, boisterous festivity or celebration. Reverberate. Echo repeatedly, resound. Example, the thunder reverberated across the valley. Reverent. Respectful, worshipful. Verb, revere, regard with reverence. Noun, reverence, profound respect. Reverend. Deserving reverence. Noun, priest. Reverie. Daydream, abstracted musing. Revert. Relapse, backslide, turn back to, return to the former owner. Noun, reversion. Relapse. Return to a former state, isp. After improvement, in. Backslide. Revert, to bad habits. Noun, reverter. Revile. Attack with abusive language, vilify, slander. Revoke. Cancel, retract, cf. Irrevocable. Revulsion. Sudden strong feeling of disgust, sudden violent change of feeling, negative reaction, example, revulsion from the scenes of torture. Rhapsodize. Speak or write in an exaggeratedly enthusiastic manner, example, rhapsodize over the beauty of the scenery. Rhapsody. Excessively enthusiastic expression of feeling, musical composition of irregular form, as if made up as one plays it. Rhetoric. Art of effective communication, art of using language effectively and persuasively, style of speaking or writing, grandiloquent language, example, political rhetoric, adjective, rhetorical, cf. Rhetorical question, noun, question to which no answer is expected, as who knows it? Ribald. Marked by vulgar, lewd humor, wanton, profane, noun, ribaldry, ribald language or joke. Riddle. Pierce with holes, permeate or spread throughout, example, the gunman riddled the car with bullets, example, the whole report is riddled with errors, noun, large sieve, separating earth from stone. Rider. Amendment or clause added to a legislative bill. Rife. Of something bad, widespread, abundant, current. Rift. Narrow opening in a large mass, break in a friendly relation, example, through a rift in the clouds, up. Reconciliation. Rig. Fix or manipulate, manipulate dishonestly for personal gain, example, rig the election. Rig. Arrangement of masts and sails, verb, equip, a ship, with rigging, adjective, rigging, ropes that hold up a ship's sails. Rigid. Hard and unbending, stiff and unyielding, fixed in behavior or views, strict, rigorous, example, rigid rule. Rigor. Severity, example, rigors of the Russian winter. Rile. Irritate, vex, muddy. Riveting. Holding one's attention, absorbing, engrossing. Rivet. Metal pin used for fastening metal plates together, verb, fasten with a rivet, engross. Rivulet. Small stream. Robust. Strong, vigorous. Rococo. Ornate, highly decorated, noun, cf. 18th century. Royal. Make liquids murky by stirring up sediment, disturb. Roseate. Rosy, optimistic, example, roseate views. Roster. List, of names. Rostrum. Raised platform for speech making, pulpit. Pulpit. Raised platform used in preaching, in a church. Rote. Repetition, memorization through repetition without understanding. Example, learn poetry by rote. Rotunda. Circular building or hall covered with a dome. Rotundity. Roundness, sonorousness of speech. Rotund. Of a person, fat and round. Rousing. Lively, inducing excitement, stirring. Verb, rouse, waken, arouse from sleep or depression, excite, stir up. Rout. Put to rout, stampede, drive out. Noun, complete defeat and disorderly retreat. Stampede. Sudden frenzied rush, of panic-stricken animals or people. Verb, participate in or cause stampede. Example, stampede before the price rises. Rubble. Fragments, ISP. From a destroyed building. Mason. One who builds or works with stone or brick. Noun, masonry, work of a mason, stonework or brickwork. Rubric. Title or heading, in red print, directions for religious ceremony, protocol. Ruddy. Reddish, of the face, reddish and healthy looking. Rudimentary. Elementary, not developed. Prude. Noun, rudiment, fundamental element or principle. Example, rudiments of the language. Rue. Regret, lament, mourn. Example, he will rue the day. Noun, adjective, rueful. Ruffian. Violent scoundrel, bully. Ruminate. Chew over and over, mentally or, like cows, physically, mull over ponder. Ruminant. Animal that ruminates, adjective. Rummage. Ransack, thoroughly search. Runic. Mysterious, set down in an ancient alphabet. Noun, rune, one of the letters of an alphabet used by ancient Germanic peoples, cut on stone or wood. Magic charm. Ruse. Trick to deceive, stratagem. Rustic. Pertaining to country people, unsophisticated, simple, crude, uncouth, of furniture, rough with the bark left on. Noun, rural person, rustic person. Rusticate. Banish to the country, dwell in the country. Ruthless. Pitiless, merciless, cruel. Saboteur. One who commits sabotage, destroyer of property. Noun, sabotage, destruction of property, usually carried out secretly. Saccharine. Cloying sweet, characteristic of sugar or saccharin. Sacrilegious. Desecrating, profane. Noun, sacrilege, desecration, misuse, or theft of something sacred. Sacrosanct. Inviolably sacred, most sacred, inviolable. Sadistic. Inclined to cruelty. Noun, sadism, delight in cruelty. saga. Scandinavian myth, any legend, long heroic narrative. Sagacious. Wise, perceptive, shrewd, having insight. Noun, sagacity. Sage. Person celebrated for wisdom, wise person. Adjective, wise. Salacious. Lascivious, lustful. Example, salacious monk. Salient. Prominent, projecting beyond a line. Conspicuous. Example, salient features. Saline. Salty. Sallow. Of the skin, yellowish and unhealthy looking, sickly in color. Example, sallow complexion due to jaundice. Salubrious. Healthful, conducive to health or well-being, socially desirable. Example, salubrious area, cf. Health, salutary. Tending to improve, beneficial, wholesome. Example, the punishment had a salutary effect on the boy, cf. Health. Salvage. Rescue, goods or property, from loss. Noun, saving, property saved. Sanctimonious. Displaying ostentatious or hypocritical devoutness. Noun, sanctimony, hypocritical piety. Sanction. Approve, ratify. Noun, permission, penalty intended to enforce compliance. Sanctuary. Place of refuge, shelter, shrine, holy place. Example, the outlaw was granted sanctuary in the church. Sanguinary. Bloody, with much bloodshed. Sanguine. Optimistic, cheerful, hopeful, of the color of blood, red. Sap. Diminish, weaken, undermine the foundations of a fortification. Example, the element kryptonite sapped his strength. Sarcasm. Cutting ironic remark, scornful remarks, stinging rebuke. Adjective, sarcastic. Sardonic. Scornfully mocking, disdainful, sarcastic, cynical. Example, sardonic smile, sartorial. Pertaining to tailors or tailoring. Example, a man of great sartorial elegance, cf. Sartor, tailor. Sate. Satisfy to the full, satisfied to excess, cloy. Doze. Sleep lightly, nap. Satellite. Small body revolving around a larger one. Satiate. Satisfy fully, physical needs such as hunger. Sate. Noun, satiety, condition of being satiated. Satire. Form of literature in which irony, sarcasm, and ridicule are employed to attack human vice and folly. Satirical. Using satire, mocking. Saturate. Soak thoroughly, imbue, impregnate, charge, fill to capacity. Saturnine. Morose, gloomy. Example, do not be misled by his saturnine countenance. satyr. Half human, half bestial being in the court of Dionysus, resembling a goat, portrayed as wanton, unrestrained and cunning, lecher, cf. Fawn, cf. Goat, lecherous man. Saunter. Stroll, go for a leisurely walk, slowly, in. Savant. Scholar, learned person, cf. Savoir, know. Savor. Enjoy, have a distinctive flavor, smell, or quality. Noun, taste or smell, distinctive quality. Savory. Pleasant in taste, tasty, pleasing, attractive, or agreeable. Example, savory reputation. Scabbard. Case for a sword blade, sheath. Scad. A great quantity, example, scads of clothes. Scaffold. Temporary platform for workers, to work at heights above the ground, bracing framework, platform for execution. Scale. Climb up, ascend, remove or come off in scales. Noun, flake of epidermis, ascending or descending series of musical tones. Scanty. Meager, insufficient. Scapegoat. Someone who bears the blame for others, whipping boy, cf. Escape plus goat. Scavenge. Hunt through discarded materials for usable items or food, search, especially for food. Noun, scavenger, one who scavenges, animal that feeds on refuse and carrion. Refuse. Anything discarded or rejected as worthless, trash. Scenario. Plot outline, screenplay script for movie, opera libretto, outline of possible future events. Schematic. Of a schema or scheme, relating to an outline or diagram, using a system of symbols. Noun, schema, diagrammatic representation, outline. Scheme. Systematic plan, plot, clever dishonest plan, orderly arrangement of elements. Example, health insurance scheme. Example, a scheme to escape taxes. Example, a color scheme. Example, a story with no scheme. Verb, contrive a scheme. Schism. Division into factions, isp. Within a religious body, split. Scintilla. Trace, minute amount, shred, least bit. Example, there is not a scintilla of truth, cf. Spark.